Each one of these celebrity-owned rides has a story, and I found it super interesting to hear how they came to life and how they were acquired. Well, hello my friends, Kevin here, and thank you for joining me on this exciting episode of our Bottom Line series, your premier destination for all things related to custom lower trucks. And before we dive any further into this video, I want to ask for a small favor. If you could please show me your support by giving this video a thumbs up and also by subscribing to this channel. For those of you that are new to this series, I'm a professional photographer in the custom automotive scene, and I get to witness firsthand some of the wildest rides on the planet. With 2 decades of experience, I've come across some interesting trucks that are also owned by some well-known celebrities. The backstories on these things are quite intriguing, and I thought they should be shared, so join me on this journey to uncover the truths about them. The first vehicle on our list is owned by Devin Booker, a professional basketball player with the Phoenix Suns. And from what I heard through the grapevine, he's an avid car collector, and his favorite vehicle is a '71 Chevy Blazer. I find this fascinating that he chose a vehicle with a patina finish, considering that he's a person that probably has a healthy pocketbook. But I think this just goes to show that vehicles with patina have a character that can be appreciated by many different people. Now there's definitely a backstory to this Blazer, which is also known as Larry in the custom truck scene. It all started a number of years back when a SoCal house flipper, Mason Wright, decided to build a unique vehicle for his family to cruise in. At the time, Del Ashenko, a truck builder who goes by the name Delmo, was making some big waves with his patina and resto mod projects. After finding this perfectly weathered yet intact Blazer, Mason had Del give it his now iconic treatment, which involves taking a patina-style truck, adding air ride, and slamming it over a set of large retro-style wheels. In fact, the wheels on this thing are actually custom cut out of aluminum to resemble hubcaps found on C10s with the custom sport truck trim package. Additionally, Del's builds usually include a modern LS engine that's styled like an old-school small block. Altogether, these rides were unlike anything done before in the truck scene at the time, and it caught many by surprise. People were quickly enamored by the Delmo style, and some of these builds became absolute legends. After some time, Mason needed some cash to help fund a big investment, and he ended up selling the Blazer to a guy named JP on the East Coast. Now this is where things get a little blurred, as I don't know much about JP or how the Blazer ended up in the hands of Devin. But one thing is for sure, it's pretty cool that someone of his status is able to appreciate this build enough to own it and also drive it on a regular basis. Recently, it got some love from my buddy Jason Bowman of Big Ten Garage, as it needed a new engine. Apparently, somewhere down the line, someone put a supercharger on the LS, and with an aggressive tune, they blew the motor. Devin's handler ended up getting in contact with Jason so they could swap in an LS3 engine, and with 2 weeks worth of time, he got it done so he could show it off at the Dino's Get Down, which is the mecca for all Chevy trucks. Now, from what I heard, this thing is running better than ever, and it was great to see it there. The next truck on our list comes from Captain Wild Bill of the Summer Bay fishing boat seen on Discovery Channel's TV show, Deadliest Catch. If you've never seen the show before, basically a few brave men cash in big by catching crab in the rough waters of the Bering Sea. While Bill spends most of his days on open waters, he, like many of us, likes to traverse the land in custom vehicles. When not in Alaska, he spends a lot of his time in Tucson, Arizona, where he found a '72 Chevy Blazer that was in great shape. After purchasing it, it ended up in his house in Sonora, Mexico. Once all situated down there, Bill wanted to do this thing up real big, but it ended up getting sidelined as he got busier with filming while fishing. After seeing work by Hogan Built on Instagram, he decided to hit up my buddy Dan Hogan to get this thing fully built. After some discussions, Dan went down to Mexico to get this truck and bring it back up to Arizona so the transformation could start. Starting with the foundation, he ended up giving it a lift with some springs, some Fox shocks, and powder coated the chassis so it had a show quality finish. Then he added an LS3 engine and a 4L80 transmission for some serious power. Now Dan is a body man by trade, so he's able to get the exterior super smooth. He even gapped all the panels before laying down that stunning metallic green paint. On the inside, there's some TMI product seats that are all covered in tan materials, and there's even a custom roll cage for protection in case off-road shenanigans get a little too crazy. When it was freshly done, Dan actually brought it out from Arizona to Southern California, where I got to shoot this thing right on the beach. And it looked spectacular there, and it was the perfect way to tie in Bill's fishing background. Moving on, we have a ride from former MLB player Howie Kendrick, who's a bit close to my heart as he played for my home team, the LA Angels. I can tell you, I've seen this guy play firsthand numerous times, and when he was on the Angels, I actually owned a home that was a half a mile away from their stadium, which is practically in my backyard. After quite a few seasons, Howie ended up playing for the Dodgers, and then the Washington Nationals, where he helped to score a World Series championship. After all of his success, he claimed to owe it all to his grandmother Ruth, who raised him and even put him in T-ball when he was little. Now that she is no longer with us, he decided to build a truck and dedicate it to her as a way to remember her. While now living in the Phoenix area, Howie found a '66 Chevy C10 that was supposed to be a complete restoration truck he could enjoy. But like many times from what I hear, corners were cut down the line, and in Howie's case, he ended up finding rust underneath the paint, which is really bad. So he ended up stripping it all so that he could build it back up again. While the truck was down for repairs, Howie decided to make a new plan to find a reputable shop so he could do this truck up real big. During the process, he saw many posts of high quality trucks that came from my buddy Jason Noel and his talented team at Fat Fender Garage. After forming a solid game plan, the Fat Fender crew worked some magic to get the exterior laser straight before laying down the stunning metallic blue paint that was made from BASF materials. Taking this truck to new heights, or actually new lows, is a GSI chassis with airbags. You tuck a set of 22-inch wheels. Getting this truck moving fast is a supercharged LSA engine that has a whopping 650 horsepower. After it was all done, it made a debut in the Meguiar's booth at the 2022 SEMA show, where it was the talk of the town with attendees at the event. I personally think that this truck is breathtaking, and the Fat Fender crew, they really hit a home run with this one. Despite not being featured on Discovery Channel's hit TV show Fast and Loud anymore, the Gas Monkey Garage legacy continues with Richard Rawlings. And if you're wondering what happened with all that and why you don't see any new episodes anymore, basically the relationship between Richard and the network went sour, and they both decided to abruptly go their separate ways. Now Richard is a smart guy, and he's got lots of projects going on. One of them is their YouTube series, which plays host to all his crazy antics and dramatic automotive deals. So go check those videos out if you have some time, because they're actually building some interesting rides on there. One of their latest builds is a '68 GMC known as the Texas Skidmark, and this thing was done in true Gas Monkey fashion, as it was built in only 45 days. However, they did get some help in the form of a TCI grounded chassis with airbags so the truck can lay over a set of 24-inch JTX wheels. It also gets up to speed with an L8T Chevy engine that came from Scoggin Dickey. It's already canned and transfers power to a Curry rear end. Bringing everything to a halt is a set of Wilwood disc brakes. What really sets this truck off is the exterior that has a tan paint job with some interesting stripes that look like they were inspired by a square body Chevy. I really like how they adapted those graphics to this earlier model truck, but the real piece de resistance is the billet grille that was made by Titans of CNC. From what I heard, after all the design time, it took 60 hours to cut that out of aluminum, and the retail price on that thing, $30,000. This truck debuted at the 2023 SEMA show, and it was an absolute spectacle while I was there. The best part about it was that it was a running, driving truck, unlike some other SEMA projects where people just get their stuff together, they show it off, and it doesn't work. It was also great to catch up with Richard there and to see his Gas Monkey crew make a big comeback with his epic truck build. Well, we saved the best for last, as I have a really interesting tale about a truck that is now owned by Kourtney Kardashian, a member of one of the world's most famous families, who is also married to Travis Barker, the drummer of Blink-182, one of the most popular pop-punk bands on this planet. So the way this unraveled was really interesting and kind of hard to explain, but I'll do my best to break it down for all of you. If you don't know, Travis is a true automotive enthusiast, and more specifically, he's into Chevys. And so he caught on to what Hogan Built was doing and decided that he would inquire with him about building a Blazer for him and his then fiancee Kourtney to enjoy. From there, Travis gave us ideas of what he wanted to see, and Dan built a '71 Blazer that was something to behold. It was set on top of a Roadster Shop RS4 coilover chassis, and under the hood was a supercharged LS3 engine. The outside had deep black paint job, and the interior was super classy. I followed along with Dan when he delivered this vehicle to Travis in Southern California, He test drove it, everything, and then came back and said that basically it was too much vehicle for him and the price tag was a little too steep. So Dan packed it up and headed back to Arizona, and he actually made out on a better deal to a different buyer. After about a few months' time, Travis started a new conversation with Dan about getting another Blazer, and Dan went on a hunt to find something for him and ended up finding an orange one in a buddy's collection. And he showed it to Travis and he was on board, and I think especially because the price tag was a lot more attractive. Dan picked up this Blazer and then started working on it to meet the standards of his celebrity client. This would include some paint touch-up that he did. He added a stereo, even a roll cage on the inside. And for engine reliability, he added a Holley EFI unit to the small block that was already in that thing. From what Dan told me, as far as he knows, this Blazer is for Kourtney, and the two of them absolutely love it. Though I don't think it's something they drive every day. I think it's more of a pleasure cruiser, as I think they drive a more modern Mercedes G-Wagon. As when I was at Travis's place, he had a G550 Squared, which is a luxury vehicle that's pretty much a beast and can take on whatever's put in front of it. And Travis told me that he absolutely loves driving that thing and that he's really impressed with the safety of it, as he got hit by a bus in one of them. Now, I did notice a few custom touches on Travis's G-Wagon, including a set of 37-inch tall Nitto Trail Grappler MT tires that were mounted to the factory wheels. Now, this is a great choice for a vehicle like that, as the aggressive tread design is great for off-road and matches the mean looks of that vehicle, while also running quiet on-road. Well, there you have it, several celebrity-owned custom trucks that we thought were cool. Each one of these celebrity-owned rides has a story, and I found it super interesting to hear how they came to life and how they were acquired. Well, that just about does it for this star-studded tale, and it's time for me to sign off. Before I go, I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you made it this far, you might as well do me a favor and hit that like button, because it helps us produce more videos in the future. If you have anything to say, feel free to drop that stuff in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a future video, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.